game against Dallas, and then you had your first start, got another interception. Just what have these past couple of weeks been like from, starting that Saturday on the practice squad to playing in the game and now being a starter? And Pete just said Jamal Adams is out, so it looks like you're playing again.
I think the word would be fast. I mean, it's just been fast, fast, fast. And, I kind of like it like that because, you don't get a moment to take it in. It's kind of just like, hey, next man up, buckle up, let's go. So that's kind of how I've been looking at it. Just the whole significance of it. I haven't really gotten a moment to, like, just even take it all in. I'm just like, what, it's my turn now, so let's just go and let's play. And, like I told Jamal, I'm here to hold it down till you get ready to come back. And, like, for everybody else, I'm just holding it down so everybody gets back, and I know that my team is counting on me. So I feel like I have to, bring my best and just make sure that I got all my boxes checked off and making sure I'm improving every day. But these past 2 weeks have just been just rolling fast. So, just taking it one day at a time.
Jen?
He just said that one of the things that stood out about you last year was your willingness to ask questions and to learn so that when your opportunity came, you didn't miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the specific approach that you had and why that's how you treated practice squad?
Well, I think it's just because, the whole practice squad thing is I read an article like a long time ago. I forgot who written it, but it's, the 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And it's just like you never know how things turn out because, I mean, in the season, especially this one, kind of being similar to the lockout back in 2010, it's just like injuries are going to happen. People are going to get hurt because we're trying to almost essentially play catch up. But, just as far as the practice squad thing, like I said, you never know when it's your turn. And when guys go down, if you're doing your job on the practice squad, they're going to look to the practice squad to bring somebody up. And I'd rather have it that way than, for them to go out shopping for someone else. So, like I said earlier, it was just about, I'm playing against the number one offense every week. I'm playing against Russell every week. I'm playing against the guys who are on the field. So it was like, why not take this moment to just critique my craft and do the best that I can against the guys who are actually playing, so that way when my time comes, it won't be such a shock. You know what I mean? It's like I've been doing it. I've been, doing our plays and, doing our techniques. So it's like it's not going to be so foreign to me when I get the chance to do it for real. So that's just kind of how the approach should be taken when you're on the practice squad. And I tell guys like that all the time, especially now that they see it. I'm just like, take it seriously every day. Work on your craft, work on your technique. So when, your name gets called, it's not going to be such a shock. So that's just kind of how I approached it.
Curtis?
Yeah, Ryan, after the Dallas game, you said everything kind of came fast because you happened to jump in and getting the interception late and everything. Did it ever get a chance to slow down a little bit for you this week as you were kind of going through a full game? And what was it like as you were actually working through a full 60 minutes and had the kind of flow of how that all came together?
It's been a while, playing a full game. Man, I think the last time I played a full game on defense was in college, and that was years ago. So it was just something, you just got to be ready for it. And I didn't want to overthink it. It was just like, it's football. You've been playing this game since you was a kid. And, don't make it, bigger than what it is. Just try to keep it all in perspective and, trust the preparation, trust your training, trust the coaches, and everything will be fine. So that's kind of how I went about it. And throughout the week, it was all funny because I'm going through the process of, instead of being the guy on the look team, now I'm the guy taking the actual reps. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. Like, taking the actual reps and, got to really lock it in because, like, this is game plan and all that. So it was actually pretty fun for the first time going through that. And I got a good supporting cast of guys around me. Jay has always been in my ear every day, giving me tips every single day, just making sure I'm on point. Coach Carroll, Dre, Nick, Tommy, all those guys, just, Q, everybody, just helping me get through it. And even Dunbar just giving me tips. Everybody's just been great. You know what I'm saying? So that whole first week leading up to that Dolphins game, I felt prepared because, like, everybody, just shoving knowledge into me and just making sure that I'm soaking it all up. And I'm just asking all kinds of questions. If I'm confused or anything, I'm pulling from everybody. Even Cam Chancellor had even reached out and he broke down all my practice film like he was just in the building. I was like, man, this is incredible. So I had a lot of people, help me out through that process to make it even easier for me. So when game time came around, it was just, hey, let's just play. You know what I mean? Just go out and play and do what you've been trying to do.
Bob?
Hey, Ryan, I was going to ask you a different question, but you piqued my interest there. How did you get to know Cam? I mean, did he kind of approach you on that, or did you approach him? Or
yeah, so coming into the next week, before practice, actually, Coach Carroll tapped me on the shoulder, was like, hey, Cam wants to, talk to you, reach out to you, come up to my office and get his number. I was just, at first I'm like, oh, God, Cam. I'm like, this is Cam, even though I see him every day. But, I mean, coming up through the football world and everybody watched Legion of Boom, it was just like, man, this is Cam Chancellor, like this is the guy. And for me to play in similar defenses that he played in, it was the best thing ever for him to just reach out and tell me exactly how he saw it, how he saw things, and he was breaking down my clips and just telling me what to look at, when to look at it, and all that. I mean, it was the coolest, probably one of the coolest experiences I've had, being in the league so far, just getting that kind of advice from a legendary dude. So it was super cool, man. Probably one of the coolest things I've done so far.
This was after the Dallas game?
Yeah, after the Dallas game. So just all last week, just every day, you sending me clips and just knowledge and all that. So I was just like, man, this is cool. So that was definitely a cool thing for me.
If I can ask you one more, I saw you on the NFL Network this morning. So do you like getting all this kind of attention and all that? Or?
It's new for me, I can tell you that. I mean, I'm a low-key kind of guy, I live my life kind of private, and getting a lot of attention is new. So you just take it in stride, keep it in all perspective, and don't let it fill you up. Don't be too high, don't be too low. Just keep even keeled. That's kind of how I've been looking at it. So because I understand everything works, so you just take it as it comes, and at the end of the day, I'm staying focused on what I got to do to make to help this team move in the right direction. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about.
Joe Fan.
Ryan, I'm sure your family's pretty fired up for you. I'm curious if you had a chance to. I mean, obviously you talked to your family, I'm sure, but your brother has been in the NFL before. He's been in the mountaintop. I'm curious what advice he's had for you through this process, or if it's just been pure celebratory, just, proud of you sort of thing.
Well, as for the rest of my family, it's definitely been a proud of you moment, celebratory moment. They all know what I've been going through, and they've been with it every step of the way. And as far as my brother, man, he's been in my ear since I've been in college. Like that's like my mentor, you know what I mean, as far as the league and asking questions, and all he does is give me advice. That's the person I turn to when I'm confused, if I don't know how to, do certain things, or shoot, even film breakdown with him. He has knowledge. I ask him for that too, and he has been just second to none. The dude that, like I said, I turn to when I'm struggling. I'm like, man, this and that, and he just, keep me focused. And we had celebratory moments, but at the end of the day, he's just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's flush it. Let's go back at it. Let's do it again. 'Cause that's the name of the game. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So, shout out to Mike for he always keeps me on track, man. Just giving me all types of advice and just anything that I need to just keep going forward. So he's been number one in that.
Mike?
Hey, Ryan, how did losing your starting job in college to Jeremy kind of help you prepare for like the tumultuous journey you'd end up having in the NFL?
You know what? That might have been the first sign right there. Now that you think about it, now that I'm thinking about it, but it was wild, man. It was a very humbling experience for me. It was very humbling, and you had to. The first thing I told myself in anything, I never point fingers. I always look at myself. What could I have done better? How could I have been a better player, and what can I do about it now? And when that happened, I looked at Chan. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna love you up and teach you everything that I know. Because if you the guy, you the guy. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna fall into my role. And it was like I said, a very humbling experience for me, and it definitely was probably one of my first scars starting into my journey. Just learning how to take a hit and keep it moving. Understanding that you are in control of a lot of things that you do, and you can't really blame anybody else. I can't blame Jeremy Chin. Jeremy Chin's a great player. You know what I mean? He's been doing it since day one, and you see it. He's doing it now, but we stay in contact, and we love each other more than anything. And in that last year we had together, it was truly something special. But yeah, it was definitely one of my first wounds, and I learned a lot from that. And it prepared me for what I was about to, experience going through the league, just understanding my role and stuff, understanding when I'm, if I'm a service guy, I'm a service guy. I'm a serve, you know what I mean? And that's what it kind of did for me. So it was crazy. It was crazy, but man, it was necessary. So.
Did you talk to Coach Rogers about that now that you just starting?
Oh, no, we don't talk about that. We talk about the good stuff, man. He know what's up. I got love for Coach Rogers. He was probably the first DB coach that I actually like. He taught me the game, taught me the details, and, got me on the right track, and it all worked out for the better, as you can see now. So I still stay in contact with Coach Rogers. We talk every day. Even when I was in college, we was watching film together. I'm supposed to be in class, but I'm in his office watching film with him. You know what I mean? Just trying to get better at this game. So, man, shout out to Coach Rogers, man. It's definitely my guy for sure.
Thanks, Ryan. We got Cody Barton up next.
All right, y'all. Thank you.